Well, good morning, everyone, and how are you doing? And I'm Slim Overton, and welcome to the Mary Red Nelson Panther Nation Alumni Show. And we also streaming live on the Slim Nation One-on-One Experience, as well as Facebook pages and the Slim Nation. And we have a special guest. She's been on here before. Her name is Tanya. We call her Tonsie. And what was funny was she told us when she was here before for years, she thought her name was Tonsi, but that was actually her nickname. And but her name, giving name, was Tanya. That was quite an interesting story. But anyway, she was here before, and she talked about her experience at Virginia Union, and talked a little bit about a foundation she founded. And we're going to talk more about that today. So, welcome, Tansi. How are you today?
Thank you so much for inviting me onto your show. I'm doing well.
Thanks for agreeing to come on so you can talk about your baby, the foundation. And first, I uh, want you. The name of it is the CoLink Foundation. And
Yes.
how did you come up with that name and the inspiration? I think the last time you were here, you talked about the inspiration for the group started when you were at Union. So talk a little bit about that so people can be familiar with the name, the reason for the name, and the inspiration for the foundation.
Well, the name CoLink Foundation started our. I guess I should tell you our mission is to be a safety net of last resort for families and individuals in need. And while at Virginia Union, I realized, we do a lot of volunteer work for different things. We do a lot of volunteer work. Um, Funny things, my first volunteer job I ever had was I worked on the campaign for Douglas Wilder. That was my my first volunteer opportunity that I had, and ever
Wow,
since,
what a historic moment there. Yeah.
yes. Yes, absolutely. And ever since then, I never stopped. There was always something coming up that was brought to our attention. Families being in need of financial help, families being in need of help with utility bills and transportation. And as I went on, I learned that there are a lot of services out there to help people, but you had to be on public assistance or you had to be on some kind of government assistance in order to get this financial help. What I noticed in school was there were a lot of people that are working two and three jobs. There are a lot of people that are struggling just trying to make ends meet that do not qualify for any kind of public assistance. So as the time went on, as I went on to grad school, I was in Washington, D.C., and I noticed even college students are having problems paying their bills sometimes, but they don't qualify for any kind of public assistance. So the CoLink Foundation was started because we wanted to link these people up with the financial needs that they had. Some of them just needed some financial training, some financial literacy training. So we offer that at CoLink. Some people just need a little push to help get them onto the right track. They just needed a little bit of help because maybe they've had some kind of emergency which caused them to stumble just a little bit. So, with our help, we help them to get back on the right track and with training, some kind of financial training, maybe that will help them to succeed and to go forward, to move on a little bit without worrying about the stresses of bills and how they're going to make ends meet or anything. So we just try to offer a little bit of help. So the word link up, co-link, we are linking people together to help with needs that are related to financial stability.
Oh, what a wonderful inspiration and what a wonderful act that, that you were inspired by so many things early on, and that's what we try to encourage people, young people, to do. To come out of college and contribute, give back in some kind of way to their communities, the people, and take what the knowledge that you have accumulated during your college days and sort of put it to work. And you're a plastic example of what we encourage young people to do. So thank you for that. But let me ask you, it's pretty young. It started in 2024. Am I correct? When you
Yes.
founded the organization, so
Yes.
it's still pretty young. So because I always ask people that are involved in something like this how they track the success of it or the people that they help. Do some of the people come back or that come through the program or been helped by the program and say, this is going on now. So it's kind of early. So you haven't had the opportunity to do that as much or have.
Yes, we have. When we first we it's so in 2024 was when we got our 501(c) status, but we have been helping people more than more than a year. It had to probably maybe 5 years or more, but just it wasn't under a specific name or a specific foundation. We have always helped people that were in need. But the CoLink Foundation in 2024, that's when we got our status of our nonprofit status. So we were actually beginning to be more well formed in 2024. Now, we do track about 75% of the people who applied to us, we were able to help. That was when funding was booming. Things were, moving along quite well, but now funding has slowly trickled out. So we are looking for more donors, more people to help us help others. Um, right now we're a little slow on helping people that ask, but funding is going to pick back up soon, and we are out here every day, boots on the ground, and we are getting more and more funders every day.
Yeah, of course, we're going to share before the show is over how people can contribute. We're going to send them to your website. I guess that's one of the best places to contribute, and it might be some other ways that you can explain later. But I encourage them to go to the website so they can see more information about it. People like to know what they're contributing to, but I really read over it, and it's really a worthwhile uh, foundation and organization that's doing good work. Now, you in Newport News, so is it just for people that are in Newport News, or are you spreading out past Hampton Roads, or is that something that might be happening in the future?
Well, actually, all of our board members, we have 6 board members, and we are all spread out throughout Hampton Roads. So I am here based in Newport News, but we have board members that are also in Norfolk and Chesapeake. So we help people from Richmond to Virginia Beach. We are all over Hampton Roads. So, but our home base is here in Newport News, and we spread our wings a little bit more in Newport News because I'm here. I'm so familiar with the city. I love the city. We strive to help our city grow. One of the things we try to do, or what we believe in, is when we strengthen our families, we strengthen our communities, we strengthen our cities. So that is one of our goals, is to strengthen our families. We strengthen our families by taking that worry away from them about how they're going to pay their bills. Right
Yeah,
now, the biggest thing is school is out. Families are trying to find things and activities for their kids to do. So they're struggling between, do I pay my rent or do I put my kid in some kind of sports or some kind of camp for the summer? So we try to help with that. If you pay for the your rent, we will help pay for the camp or something, or some kind of activity for your kids to be in. We um we do sponsor some programs here. We've done it here in Newport News. One of them recently was Chop City Hoops. that we sponsored, and it was the alumni people from different high schools all around the Hampton Roads area. They came out for a basketball tournament, which was awesome. We had some fantastic people come and donate to us right there at our table. We had players that are from Hampton Roads here who play overseas now. Ricardo Ratcliffe, who was gracious enough to give us a wonderful donation. Many people that came gave us donations. But these are the kind of things we want to help our families with. We don't want them to struggle and worry about paying rent or paying a car note or putting them kid in some kind of sports. You don't know, that could be um, the next great basketball player or great football player. You know, you never know. So we don't want to keep our kids out of doing fun and fantastic things. Now's the time to bring them up, train them in the way they should go, and that's what we're helping our families do.
Or they could be the next governor, who knows?
Yes,
Or the
absolutely.
next president of Virginia Union University. So that could happen too. But now, how do you all identify people that you need to serve? Or is it something like what we're doing now, or what you're doing, getting the word out so people will know that the organization is there for them? And then what kind of process is it for people to qualify for it? I mean, I'm sure it's some kind of process they have to go through to make sure, or do they just come in and say, I need this, and just go for
No, there is a screening process that people have to go through. So, as I said before, we do not we help the people that are in that gray area where they may make too much money to be on public assistance, or they because they work two jobs and they do just in some way do not qualify for any kind of public assistance but still need that extra help. They do go through a screening process. We do ask them for receipts on what they have fallen behind on, whether it's rent receipts or utility bill receipts. You know, we ask for any kind of proof of the help that they need. We do verify that help. They have to show us proof that they're working, and financial proof that they are able to sustain after we give them that one time help. We only help them one time within a 12-month period, and we help up to $1,000. So they have to show us that they can be financially stable after we give them this one time help.
it.
So we do check. We do not give them the money directly. The money goes directly to either the landlord if it's rental assistance that they need, or it'll go to directly to the utility company that they need help with, or it'll go to their car place that holds their car notes or whatever if they've fallen behind on their car note. So we do not give the money directly to the people. We pay directly who they owe. Like I said, we offer financial literacy training. So if they need help just trying to stay on that right track, just trying to maintain with the money that they have coming in, we do offer that assistance as well.
Wow, what a great opportunity for those people that fall in the gap, as you say, that make a little too much for any kind of city social services, or and not enough, you know,
Yes.
to to sustain, the cost of everyday living, So what a great opportunity for people to be assisted. You know, I I also want to say, you mentioned about the partnerships y'all have had with other groups or sponsorships, and but you also you fundraise, and you have a little fun with your fundraising. Like the bingo nights. Talk
Yes.
about that and how often that is, because that seems like a really fun way to raise money, and also an opportunity for other organizations to participate that way to help you raise money. Rather than just say, "Well, here's some money," but let's have some fun raising some money. So talk about that.
Well, to raise money, what we do is, well, another thing I tell you, another thing that we do to get our name out there. We sponsor a lot of like I said, different programs. We did the Chop City Hoops. We do things. We are always boots on the ground out here in Newport News and in the other cities. We are vendors at. There's um, another program coming up August 2nd. It's going to be at the Safe Haven Empowerment Center, and we will be there also, where we're giving out school supplies. It's back to school supplies that we're giving out. So we do a lot of back to school days where we give out supplies to the kids, or we help give out supplies to the kids, book bags, pencils, pens, everything like that. We also do fundraisers on Saturdays. We have a bingo fundraiser where which is sponsored by Tri-City Hurricanes Youth Foundation. We go and we are there every Saturday from the doors open at 5 o'clock. We start playing at 7 o'clock, and it goes to about 9:45, almost 10 o'clock. And we have a great time with the bingo. People come in, they have three $1,000 games, they have four $500 games, and they have nine $200 games. So they're able to win some money as well as socialize, meet people, and just have a great time. And all the proceeds will go to not only funding us, but helping the Youth Foundation as well.
What a great opportunity! I was looking for. I had. Oops, there you go. So the bingos are they? Let's see. This one is on Saturdays. Are they any other particular nights you have them, or they as they come along? Now, what is? I mean, is it a regular day or night for bingo that might be every week, or they come up as you decide to raise funds
No, it's every Saturday. Every
every
Saturday,
Saturday? Like,
we open the doors at 5 o'clock. It's at Chestnut Bingo Hall, and they're all computers, so you don't have to worry about hitting the paper constantly. It's run by computers. You can play papers also if you like that, but you can buy as many computers as you want. As you can see, you buy three from us and you get one for free. So, and the computers play 54 games. There's 54 games on the computers, so there's you have many chances to win.
so you're talking about a constant fundraising effort by the foundation because I guess the cost is people out there that need help every day. So the
Yes.
cost of helping people, uh, you also have to raise those funds. But like I mentioned, that's a fun way to do it. It's not always, uh, opportunities for people to come there and have a good time. And the people that come there to play bingo, they if they win, they walk away with some money as well.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
they also are contributing and helping others while they are having a good time. So I thought that was a very creative way to raise funds. And who came up with that? Was that your idea or somebody, or that's something that was going on in Newport News?
Well, I sit on the board of Tri-City Hurricanes Youth Foundation, and one of our board members brought it up for us to do a great fundraiser. And once we got started, people started coming out. We have almost 100 people now coming out every Saturday to come and play. So the 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 community has come out. They have supported us, and they come out every Saturday support us. So it's great.
Yeah, and I want to ask this too. Kind of switching over. You mentioned the cities that you have board members, and it was a few other cities I don't think I heard you mention. Are you looking at is Portsmouth one of them? You don't have a board member, or Suffolk? I don't think I heard those two cities. Did I?
No,
Did I?
no, we don't have anyone that live in Portsmouth, and no one lives in Suffolk. We have three people here in Newport News. We have two in Norfolk, and actually that's it. That's it. We our only connection to across the water is our board members in Norfolk.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to mention that because Portsmouth is similar to Newport News in size and as far as the wealth gap that we all deal with. So
Mhm.
hopefully some people will see this and might want to be a part of your board and bring the foundation to that particular city. You know, I think that would be helpful too. If you're thinking about Hampton Roads, so I just heard when you mentioned the cities, I didn't hear those two. I said, okay, well, that me, and I live here in Portsmouth, so maybe we can
Mhm.
find someone that wants to be a part of the board and bring what you're doing here to the city too, because there's people here that fall in that gap. I know for
Yeah,
sure, and probably Suffolk as well.
we have had many applicants from Portsmouth. We get them from Virginia Beach. We get Norfolk, Portsmouth. We Hampton. We get applicants from all over. So we don't just stop in our two areas. Yeah, we do. We help all of Hampton Roads.
And you might have said this, but how does that, okay, you mentioned you get applicants from all over.
Mhm.
Now, is everything done? I mean, would the applicants have to come to Newport News since that's the main site of your foundation? Would they have to come there for anything, to sign papers or anything? Or are they satellite places in these cities where you have board members?
Everything is done online. So
Online, okay, okay.
yes,
You probably
they
mentioned
go
that. Mm.
if they go straight to our website and they go scroll down to the bottom, they will see the several different it'll say rental assistance, utility assistance, whatever they need help with. They click on that and they're able to fill out that application. That application will come to us and we review them twice a month. And we will see then they can download all their information onto theirs to it's a secure site, so they can download their information on there, and we take a look at everything that they provide us, and as a board we make a decision if we're able to help that person or not.
Okay, and how long did that process take? Is it depend on the particular individual or their needs, or is a particular timeline that people can look for? Because sometimes people, if they need that assistance, they need it like yesterday.
Well,
Sometime when they come to you, they need it right away. So how long is that process?
when we have the funding, we notify the people right away. We normally meet on
Okay,
Sundays. We notify them Monday or Tuesday by phone. We reach out by phone. We let them know, and we send them a letter saying that they have been awarded a certain amount. And we contact whether it's the landlord or the utility company that same week, and the bill is paid that same week.
okay, that's great because some people are facing cutoffs or things like that,
Hmm.
and uh, I was wondering, have you ever had the situation where the people are facing like their cutoff date is Tuesday, and that y'all are in the process, and I don't know how utilities work. Sometimes they are forgiving, and you tell them, well, I'm working on having that paid. Does that help them being able to say, well, I'm working with Link, I mean CoLink, and it might be Wednesday before I can pay the. Have you seen that to be able to help, to stop a cutoff, something like that? Because nobody wants to get cut off when it's 90 degrees out.
We ask that people try to reach out to us before
When
they
they
re-
get that
yeah,
notice, when they get that notice.
right. When you
Right,
know you really you know what your bills look like ahead of time.
right.
You know what you can't afford to do. If you could have been in the hospital last month and you know that you're not getting a paycheck this coming month, call us then and say, I'm going to need help. Call us before you get to the courthouse and about to be evicted or anything. They have to reach out to us beforehand so we can help, so they don't fall into that rut. But when they do, we try to help as soon as possible and as fast as possible. Um, when we don't have the funding, we refer people to United Way or to Thrive or to other places. Like right now, our funding is low, so we have to refer people to other places. But as soon as we get more funding in here, we're waiting on some blessings to come through any day. As soon as we get funding in here, we'll be ready to help more people again.
Yeah, and I brought that up because, people that see this, it's how important it is to act right away as soon as you know. like you said, most people, you're behind, or you're going to be behind, but most people wait to the last minute because they might be embarrassed, or they looking for other ways, or somebody else promised them, I'm gonna give you this Friday, and it didn't come through. So I just wanted to bring that up to anybody watching, to stress the point how important it is to act as soon as you can,
Mm.
especially if they come to you and you don't have the funds. You have chance to refer them to someone else. That's just so important. You,
Yes. The sooner
yeah,
the better. As soon as
so,
they find out I'm not going to be able to pay, that's when they should call. Don't call us when they're going to shut me off at 5 o'clock today. That's a
yeah,
little hard. A
that's
little hard. Yeah, we don't get too many of those, but we do get a lot of phone calls, a lot of phone calls daily that say I have to go to court on Monday. And that is a little late. We can try today. It could be Tuesday. We could try and help, get in touch with everybody that we need to get in touch with. Sometimes we don't get in touch with the rental office in time, or get in touch with the landlords in time, but we try to do it as soon as we can. As soon as you know you're in trouble, then reach out to us for help.
Yeah, especially with rentals, because the law kind of protects them as far as, you know, if you get to that point where they're about to put you out, you've had ample time, because even sometime, even if you go to court, the judge gives you more time. The landlords might not like it, but if you get to that point, you have really dragged your feet. Let me
Yeah.
ask you this: do y'all offer any counseling services? Or would that be something in the future? Because some people need to, just like what we're talking now, some people probably need to know what they need to do before they get in the hole, or, things like that. Is it anything like that? Or right now, y'all are just out there to assist people that have fallen behind? Because counseling is so important if people want to. Because some people just don't know, or don't realize, or the shame. You have to get over the
Mhm.
shame of being behind, because anybody could. It happens to everybody. People that
Mhm.
you don't think is happening to, it happens to everybody. So you have to get past the shame. When you need that help, you need the help.
That was one of the reasons why, or how the CoLink Foundation um, became as it is. All of our board members have fallen into this category at one time or another.
Mm.
We have all needed help. This is why we can empathize with the people who come to us. We understand. We understand what they're going through. We have all needed some kind of help, whether it was with rent or with utilities, food, anything. We understand. So the people don't ever have to come to us feeling embarrassed or anything, because we have been there. We can relate to them. Um, we do offer financial literacy. Um, we have a financial literacy coach that will walk with them step by step after they receive our help, if they want it. They don't have to accept it if they don't want it. But she's a wonderful person. Her name is Trudy, and she walks with them step by step, tells them, you okay, let's go through your finances. You can buy this month, but we're going to put this aside so you can get whatever it is that your goal is that you're trying to reach. She walks with them. I don't know if it's weekly or she checks in on them monthly. I don't know exactly how that works with her, but she is a wonderful person and easy to talk to. So many people utilize her services. She doesn't just work with us, she works with other organizations as well, giving financial literacy. But that is what we offer to people, especially sometimes it's our college graduates.
Mm.
They don't know how to spend their money. They, as soon as they graduate from school, they go out and buy this brand new car because they think they're going to get this wonderful job, and they start next month, not realizing all the other bills that they have to go through. Now, we learned all these things in college, but sometimes how to spend that paycheck just doesn't click in sometimes. So sometimes college students need help. We have helped teachers. We have helped nurses in hospitals. People who make a lot of money just don't know how to spend it. So that is one of the biggest things that we help with, is giving them a financial coach to work with.
Yeah, especially some college students, because I remember some college students always saying they wanted to, they came there and in their families they lived a certain lifestyle,
Hmm.
and they were very careful when they came out because they wanted to maintain that lifestyle, and they know in order to maintain that lifestyle they had all their lives before college, they had to be careful when they came out, you know, rather than just jumping out there and trying to live like their parents who
Yes.
accumulated whatever they have. It took them years to accumulate. So yeah, that's important, especially for college students. And you're right. They get a job at a bank or something like that and say, you
Hmm.
know, let me go out and get this car because right, starting out, sometime their credit is pretty good, and they
Hmm.
don't know. And that student loan is still back there for people that have those, and that never goes away
Yeah.
until
Yes.
you pay it off. So what else? What do we have to look forward as far as the future of CoLink? I know you want to continue to grow and expand and help more people in other cities, but what other things that you all is in your vision for the foundation or the organization to be able to do? Is it to branch out in other areas of uh, public services, or not public services, that's city, but the private services that you all offer?
What we are working on now, we would like to get some kind of property donated to us. There are
Mm.
people out there who will donate their homes or donate property to nonprofit organizations, and we want to be a recipient of one of those. We want to go and provide like transitional homes or something like that for people who have been displaced from their home for some reason. We will allow them to be there for 6 months. They would have to give us a percentage of their income, or just some kind of small amount to help pay the bills in that house. And then they would have to work with a financial literacy person in order to get their bills straight so they can move into their own place. And this will help them get on their feet. And it's so important when a person has been evicted from their homes. It is so detrimental to the kids. So our goal is to keep everything, keep the parents' mind healthy and worry free from paying bills and how they're going to do things, and it keeps the kids stress free as well, so they don't go to school misbehaving because they're so upset about what the parents are going through. We want to provide some kind of transitional home for people who need it, who have been displaced. We are looking into working with real estate for a cause. I know people donate property or housing to them. We are looking to different cities to see if we can, whether it's Newport News, Norfolk, Portsmouth, anywhere, different cities where people may donate some property or something. We can go in there, we will fix it up and make sure that it's ready for a family to move in. Whether it doesn't matter if it could be someone who is out of their home because of a fire or anything like that. Anybody who needs home for a short period of time, we want to be able to provide a home for them. So that's what we're
Yeah,
working on now.
and there's room for as many organizations like this as possible. And hopefully, even having shows like this or getting the word out, it lets people know that the help is available. But it also gives the opportunity for people who want to donate, especially these days with a lot of federal funds drying up, the grants that they want to offer. I was a part of a group here in the city of Portsmouth that did exactly what you're talking. We had the transitional homes, had quite a few. And the money that we were getting from state and the city, their priorities changed, and that's kind of dried up, and the organization is no longer. But for years, we did that exact thing. Had transitional home for people, gave them 6 months to get themselves together, and we tracked it and found out people were able to get back on their feet. If it wasn't for that, it would have been hard for them to get back on their feet. So hopefully, people will hear this, and uh, especially corporations and businesses, and will. and other organizations will uh, make donations to your organization. Helping people, helping people. That's what it's all about. And
Absolutely.
and, and just like you said, your board members, have gone through it, and a lot of people have gone through it that won't say it. I've been through it, that won't say it, but
Mhm.
you know, uh, because like I said, the shame. So we need to let people know that there's no shame, and but the main thing is making a donation. And it is often you have to come up here and talk about what you're doing and give us update. Feel free to do that to get the word out. This is just one platform, but as many platforms as you can get on and talk about what you're doing. I think you'll get more donations and be able to help people. I know sometimes it's frustrating when the funds get low and you have to, turn people down. I mean, an organization like you in, you're all about helping people. And the worst thing, the worst nightmare or daymare is going in and have to turn people down, turn people away,
Mhm.
that need the help. So
Yes.
hopefully people will contribute. So what kind of how can people volunteer, to help you in certain activities, the bingo or whatever else you're doing? I think sometimes if it's some sort of activities going on, y'all might have a table out there to talk about what you're doing. But any kind of volunteerism. So is that something that's open for people to get involved with your organization as well?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers. We are always boots on the ground. We are at every event. We try to get our face out there. People know who we are. We're in the communities. We so we do ask for volunteers to come and help us. We give out different we have little things to give out. Make sure people get ink pens and hats and bracelets. People love the bracelets and cups. We do need volunteers to help us do that at our different events. We also at the bingo, we really could use help. That's how we get a lot of our funding comes from bingo. So the more people we have to come and volunteer and help us, the better we do at those nights. So yes, we need a lot of volunteers. I need at least 5 to 6 people a night,
Yeah.
every Saturday.
Now, as far as the bingo, I probably and I want to mention high school students, and you probably don't use high school students for that, but for other things, how important it is for high school students to volunteer, especially when they have aspirations of going to college. How important that is to have those volunteer hours a part of their college application. It might be between you and somebody else that has the same GPA, but you have more volunteer hours, and you might get picked over that person as far as being accepted to that university. So talk a little bit about how important it is for high school students to volunteer, especially if they have aspirations for attending college. It's a two-way advantage for them that they can help somebody and also help themselves as they apply for different colleges.
Just recently, I attended an award ceremony, um, Peninsula Youth Sports or something, and it was so awesome to see all these athletes that have done. They got an award for the community service that they did. And these kids were coming up from middle school into high school, and they have
Mm,
already been doing a lot of volunteer work with different organizations. It's extremely important. They not only were they good in their sport, but because they also volunteered their time and their services, people they got an award for that. There are recruiters out there that are looking at, oh, this is a good person because of the volunteer work that they do, and they get a certain GPA, and they also do this sport. They really look at those people. They look at them a great deal, and we do keep track of the hours that people give to us, and we do give them a letter that for whatever they may need um, for their volunteer hours. People who need to do community service, come on out and help us. We're looking for their help as well. but the more people we have helped, the more money we can make. And
Mhm.
the people that come to bingo love it because they don't have to get up all the time and use their walkers or go to the front. They got somebody that can come to them and sell their supplies and stuff to them. So not only would they be helping the the people at the bingo hall, but they would be helping somebody get their rent paid or helping somebody with a utility bill. Their help is just as much needed, is needed just as much as our help is, what we supply to the people, giving them, paying their rent and stuff. That help that the volunteers give is needed just as much.
I see in your statement the bridging the gap for working families and individuals, and I'll put quotes around the working families because people think that people anybody people that need help, they're people that are not working, and even when you think about people that are homeless, a lot of those people that are homeless have jobs and go to jobs every day, but they
Absolutely.
just don't have. You're right, they just don't have a home, so they have to. Rely on extra funds in order for them to pay for somewhere to stay. So that's a
Absolutely.
big part of. So some people think people that need help, I'm not helping them. They need to get a job, but a lot of these people are working. You know,
Yes.
and like they use the term "working poor."
Mhm.
Working every day and have a decent job, but
Mhm.
trying to keep up with the economy and what's going on in the DC right now. That's political. We won't get into that, but that's another show. But all that factors in why people need the help that they need. So it's a big thing in order to, I mean, to support an organization like what you're doing. And I also like to mention, as we talked about education, is that a part of what you're doing now? Because when you think about going back to school, some of these working families don't have enough to support the kids in some of the things they might need going back to school, either high school or sometime in college. Even if you get some scholarships for college and things like that, or grants, or money or loans, it's still some things those kids. And you know for yourself, once you get there, there's a
Mhm.
lot of things that you still need in order to make it on campus, especially if you're away from home. So
Yes.
is that something that you all venture into? It's helping working families as far as educating some of the
Yes.
things they might need, supplies they might need going into the school year.
Yes, that's one of the things we do as well. One parent reached out to us. Their daughter was accepted into school, and but they were not able to put down that first deposit. So we
Wow,
did help
how
them.
important is that? Yeah.
Yes, we did help them. The family was already struggling, but the daughter, she had dreams and goals of going to college. They just could not put down that first deposit for college. So we did that for her. And yes, it was, she was going to William and Mary.
Mm,
So that's, yes, that's one of the things that we do. We also support a lot of the back to school nights where we give the book bags and give pencils and pens and papers to the organization that's doing a back to school night. And we also have a table there. We have one coming up August 2nd at Safe Haven Community Center. It's also a shoe drive where they're collecting shoes and stuff for kids, brand new shoes. Anybody who wants to donate tennis shoes, and they're going to give away tennis shoes and stuff to the kids. So we do a lot of things with back to school night and making sure kids are ready for school. Not only
yeah,
elementary and middle school, we do college as well.
yeah, I'm glad that came up too because that's an important. Imagine that child that was accepted at William and Mary, and the only thing that they excited about going to school for the first time, and they didn't have that first deposit, and that kept them from going. Uh, Sometimes that can dampen your dreams and send you in another direction sometimes, or delay your education. And sometimes we've seen people that have to go to work before they go to college and puts off their education. Some go back, some continue, and some don't. They just stay in the workforce, which is nothing wrong with that too. But if you have dreams of going to college, you know they shouldn't be ignored. You know, I'm glad you mentioned that.
We try not to forget about our college students. And one of the biggest things when I was at Virginia Union, there was a lady there, a young lady from Baltimore, and she was homeless. She was homeless before she went to school. And she graduated from Virginia Union and went on to MIT. And if it wasn't for people helping her, get into school, and wasn't for her knowledge and everything of wanting to graduate, here she is, MIT, and I don't know what she's doing now, but that was one of the things that I remembered the most. Here she was homeless, and look at what she's doing. She's doing wonderful things. And if it wasn't for the help of an organization like ours, or so many other organizations, she may not have been able to go to college and may not be doing the great work that she's doing now for our for the city.
Wow, and a lot of people don't know that. That's one of the. I'll give a plug to HBCU or Virginia Union, some of the smaller colleges. Where you get to know people because you come there, and a lot of times people come from all over. You don't know what kind of situation they're coming from. You know, uh, some people and they flash. Oh, they come from rich family or something like that. But in most cases, you don't know, and unless they tell you or you personally know that, like that person was homeless. You don't know, and until one weekend you might go home with them and see, wow, I had no idea. So uh, it's important that those people get those students get help as well. So uh, just had to bring that up, but. I'm glad you brought that up because many people probably were there, and when I was there, when you were there, or anybody was there that came from really, really humble beginnings, and
Hmm.
I remember some people couldn't go home during the holiday breaks, you know, because they couldn't afford to go home. So
Right.
things like that. Anyway, so as we wind down, I heard you mention another organization you're in, the sports. Is it a sports organization you're also involved in? Did you want to
Yes.
mention that?
Tri-City Hurricanes Youth Foundation.
Hmm.
Um, it's a wonderful organization. We have over 400 kids. We do football, basketball, cheerleading, and we have a wonderful program. Our kids go to the Super Bowl almost every season, and it's almost that time again. And the kids are wonderful. We always pick an athlete of the week, somebody who's doing well in school, somebody who is doing, community service, along with keeping up with their grades and keeping up with their sport, whether it's cheerleading or football, basketball. I think we're trying to get a baseball team started. These kids are doing wonderful things. They could be out doing anything in the world, but they are there 5 nights a week practicing and trying to do good at their sport. Most of our kids, our age group stops at 14. So at that time, they go on to it gets them ready for their high school sports, for what they want to play in high school. And a lot of our kids go on to play football in high school, cheerlead in high school. Some of them even go on to cheer in college. So our kids are doing wonderful things.
Yeah, and I saw something that was written about the co-link and dealing with the root causes of the problems we might have in our neighborhoods, and that
Mhm.
Tri-City, they're really dealing with that age group that you mentioned. That's where we really need to focus on because that's
Yes.
where, in a lot of instances, we lose some of our youth.
Hmm.
Either going the wrong direction, or being influenced by something that's not great. So we have to keep them busy. So thanks for bringing that up as well. I knew you were involved with that as well. Now you see what happens when you go to college and you're good in the classroom, but there's a lot of other lessons that you learn outside of the classroom. And while you were at Union, you learned that compassion and helping others, and then you just came home and just continued that part of what you learned along with the education you had as well. So I really appreciate you coming on and talking about it, and wish you all good things coming to your group and all the donations coming into your group, and hopefully we'll have you back here again. Not hopefully, we will have you back here again to talk about it. And if there's any last words you want to say about the organizations, both organizations, and give people information how they can donate and how they can get in touch with you if they have any questions or anything like that. Please do so now.
Oh, please, I encourage everyone to go to our website, CoLink, the CoLinkFoundation.org. That's where you can go and learn more about us. That's where you can go to apply for any help that you may need. If you want to volunteer or donate, please go to our website. We are also on Facebook. We are also on Instagram, the CoLinkFoundation.org. Um, we can use volunteers. Volunteers are needed. We also have another fundraiser coming up in October where we are going to go to the Perry Glass studio. It's going to be a cocktail party, and not only will you get a demonstration on how glass is being made, but you get to learn a little bit more about us. And it is a fundraiser, so we are asking for donations to come in. We just want to get the word out and let people know who we are. We are in our cities. We are all over the place trying to help as many people as we can. And we're just asking for our community's help in helping us do that. There's so many people out there who need help, who can't get the help because they don't fall in a specific category. We are trying to help the people in that gray area who could use just a little bit of assistance to get them back on their feet, get them back on the right track. And so please reach out to us, email us, text us. Tonsie.sabb at thecolinkfoundation.org is where you can email me at if you have any more questions about who we are. Thank you.
Okay, should the be in front of CoLinkFoundation.org?
When you're
Yes, I have.
when you're
Yeah.
emailing me, yes,
o- Okay, and this going to your web page is that correct? CoLink.
just just CoLink Foundation.
Okay. All right. All right. So thanks a lot. We really appreciate you. And what years were you at Union since we here on this Union?
Well, I started off at Virginia Union in 1989. I got there in 89. And I left because I got married, I had kids, and then I went back and graduated in 21.
Persistent. A lot of people uh, did that same thing. So I'm glad you were persistent in coming back and completing what you did. And like I mentioned earlier, you felt the need or saw something there while you were there that you said, I'm gonna continue doing this once I get my degree, and that's what you did. So thanks a lot, Tonsi, uh, and we appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. We want to thank everybody for watching on live here on the Mary Red Nelson Panther Nation Alumni Show, as well as the Slim Nation One-on-Ones experience and our Facebook pages. And we'll be sharing this to other platforms so the information can get out there. And please contact her if you want more information or if you're in need. And we really need you to donate so we can keep, when the people have need, they have the funds to assist them. That's very important. So thanks a lot. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next time. Thanks again, Tonsi. We'll see you at the
Thank you.
next alumni meeting.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care.